Hello, hello. It is day 37, and this is Antiqua, Lisha, the CEO and founder of Your Own University. I am a personal development coach, and this is a glimpse into my own university. And the how to do this is below. This is how I've created more ease and flow in my life. This is really the breakdown of how I do it. I've been in many courses by many people. I invest in myself as much as anything. I am a lifelong student as much as I am a lifelong teacher. And this seems to bring the most ease and flow into changing patterns, recreating a life of fun that you might not otherwise know, and clearing up old stuff so you're not carrying around karmic holds or reap what you sow kind of things. They can clear and move out. So we were at the Girdwood Forest Fair here in Alaska. It was absolutely amazing. And I had a couple things happen to me. I woke up and I wanted to be present in the moment. That was my intention for the day. This is one of it's just a really precious day with me and my children. So my goal was to be present in the moment, each moment. And And as I did that, I had some pretty interesting insights and awarenesses and people I ran into and events that happened that really called into my past. And I'm not talking about running into an old friend, although that happened as well. I'm talking about like past, like childhood stuff and emotional things and ties down to names and it was pretty awesome. So, so here's what really came out of it for today and the time of being present. When we choose to be present in our lives, we gain a huge strength. And being present to me means not looking in the past and not jumping into the future. And in all honesty, I'm an expert at looking into the past, and I'm an expert at avoidance by looking into the future. And so this staying present for me is something that I've been very good at on the mat in yoga and very good at in my personal practice. I got a henna at the fair. Anyway, at my personal practice of meditation. Sometimes when I'm working and I'm focused on one task, I'm good at it. But other than that, I tend to dream. I'm a visionary. And I'm also into growing beyond my past, changing my old patterns, not doing my family patterns anymore, and stepping into something new. So this is really, this is a really big thing for me, and I think it most likely is for anybody who really wants to achieve the next heights beyond genetic traits. So here's what happened. So you can see how life throws things at you. I said, I'm going to be present and in the moment. And then my kids were up, and we literally had 3.5 hours, 4 hours to do nothing. So we went on a little walk, and then we just goofed off. And while we were goofing off, I was texting people and having fun. And I was trying to think about being in the moment. And one of these texts were, from somebody who was just like, well, it doesn't really matter. We can't change anything anyway. It's all genetic and DNA and blah, blah, blah. And we're reprogrammed. And this is just how it is. Like, things don't change. So we better just accept reality how it is and move on, because that's class, that's society. That's just how things are. And your DNA is going to dictate everything. And I was like, no, like, we can reprogram our DNA. We can change things. We can absolutely do what Christ did for us and accept that gift and, cut the ties with the 7 generations of crap back. We can walk through forgiveness. That's why I have my radical forgiveness formula and program. I mean, there's things that we can change, right? I've changed some serious patterns in my family genetics that just don't exist anymore. So we have this right, I believe. But that came boom right in my face to let me have the opportunity to choose my own belief. Right? So that's one way that you can relate to things when you choose to be in the present moment and the past comes up or something comes up that is like going to grip onto you and get your goat per se, or can we say that? You can then just go, no, this is what I choose, and come back into the present. So then something else happened. I met this beautiful man who who we're talking and everything. We're talking about dancing and powwow and everything. And then, oh my gosh. So this was like family stuff coming up. And I'm like, okay, so like I could like spin this in 150,000 different ways and go for it. Or I can look at this as a beautiful opportunity to, just absolutely love all those wonderful things that came from my life and my life as a hawk. And then we were talking about he finds feathers, and feathers are one of my things, right? And so I was thinking, oh man, and he finds hawk feathers and eagle feathers, and I was just like, oh, why aren't I finding hawk feathers and eagle feathers? And I came home and I like it dreamt about these feathers all night long. It was just amazing because we get what we perceive. We get what we recognize. For instance, a guy I was dating like drives a Jeep, and I like Jeep or drove a Jeep. I guess he has a new car now, but whatever. And I see him everywhere. Right? I didn't really recognize them before that, but I like see them everywhere now, which is kind of cool. So they're now in my mind, in my awareness, so I can recognize them. It's about finding that opportunity. So now I can recognize and find this opening, this opportunity to these majestic birds and their feathers, because I'm willing to say yes and create some peace in my life, and not meaning make around what was triggered or brought up by my maiden name being kind of brought back to me, and just old memories of dancing and my cousins and my family and the artwork and everything there. I still have my shawl in my office and dance barefoot in my front yard often. So these memories are just precious to me, right? And so staying in the present moment, instead of going back, I get this awareness of now having these beautiful dreams, and I honestly believe I will find ooh, just voicing that, I'm clearing stuff. I honestly believe I will find and be blessed by feathers, by being on the right track. So this is beautiful. Another thing that came up was music, and speaking to people about music and stuff, and I could have gone into the past and gone into the present and overdid things there, and I didn't. So that's really my lesson of the day in staying present, is when we choose to do something in our lives, to be something, not to do something, but to be something. So this was a being in the present moment. It's a being, it's a choice. When you're choosing to be something, whether it's being in the present moment, being a billionaire, being a world changer, being a massive coach, being a mother, being whatever role that you're being in that moment, we are given opportunity that is going to pull us to the past and is going to pull us to the future, and it's going to work us up a little bit in order to choose how we want to be and how we want to relate in the world in an even more powerful way in that moment. And so that is my lesson for the day. I hope that you got something out of it. If you would like to find out more about how I work through the 6 personal power zones and the flow, you can, antiqualisha.com, right there. Join my community. If you are looking to really, really take your power back, really step into defining yourself, step into really making the most of it, getting rid of overwhelm, all of that stuff, I do work with private clients. I also work with groups and do corporate talks, because personal development is the number one thing that sets you apart from everybody else. It's the number one thing that gives you the leg up when it comes to success is knowing yourself, whether it's success in relationship or success in business or success in life in general. Your personal development, you can ask Tony Robbins, you can ask his mentors, you can ask any mentor I've ever had. Personal development is the number one key to really succeeding in life. And when you succeed, everybody else in life succeeds too. So please take me up on this. Join either my community, antiqualisha.com, where I do private coaching and corporate talks and talks. You can hire me. I'm here. And you can also join your own university, where we have amazing programs for our members and a lot of support, daily support for you to take your life to the next level and really live it, because nobody can be you but you. Mwah.